Good evening, and welcome to our June Board of Education meeting. We are so happy to see so many happy and wonderful faces, and we know we're going to stay. You'll stay here the whole night, and I know you're looking forward to it. This is one of our favorite times of the year as board members. We get to really celebrate the year and all the accomplishments. So without further ado, I would like to make a motion to open the meeting.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Will you please stand for the pledge? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Thank you. At this time, I will turn over the podium to our superintendent, Mr. Anthony DiCarlo.
Thank you, Madam President. Thank you, Madam President. Welcome to tonight's honorees, our 2019 retirees, candidates for tenure, district office and school administrators, parents, students, and family members. Wow, what a wonderful night to celebrate two important milestones in a teacher's career, retirement and tenure. The Mahopac Central School District, the Board of Education, and the community congratulate you both on these outstanding accomplishments. I'd like to take a second to read to you a poem that really encompasses a teacher's part in education. It's called Let It Begin With Me. The world's a disgrace and a terrible place, or at least the prophets of doom. With fear all around and no peace to be found, its landscape of darkness and gloom. There's hunger and doubt, and who cares about all the suffering, trial, and pain? And there seems not to be a place in the whole human race where a soul can be happy again. But that's not for me, for I can't help but see, with the drawing of each brand new day, that there's hope in the smile of every child, and I just can't help feeling that way. For the child of today is a person, they say, who will fashion the world that's to come. And I know that I can, in a little while, take a hand shaping those tomorrows who will run. So I pray I'll reach every child I teach with the finest that mankind can give, and instill in these youth a love for the truth, which will serve them wherever they live. Let me teach them now understanding and show a respect for each person they see. Let me teach them as they teach others someday, and let it begin with me. This is your night. Enjoy it, and take our wishes of these recognitions may be a part of a rich, rewarding life in retirement for our retirees, as well as success to our tenured candidates as you continue your journey through your educational career. Thank you all, retirees and candidate members for tenure. Enjoy the journey. Thank you. Thank you. And now it's with great honor that I call up our high school principal, Dr. Lawrence, to begin tonight's ceremonies with honoring our high school retirees.
Mr. DiCarlo and President Mancuso, Vice President Mongan, Board of Education, thank you very much for putting this night together for everybody so we can celebrate as a family. I was thinking back 2 years ago, this board meeting was the night I was appointed principal of Mahopac High School. And I remember sitting out in the crowd watching this event and feeling not only honored, but excited to know that I was coming into a community, a family that supported one another and took time to celebrate with each other. So I commend the board and the superintendent for putting this together. So earlier in June, we got together as a high school family to honor our retirees, filled with a lot of spoofs and laughs, but it was definitely a family experience. And as I told you then, retirees, I'll say it once again, I'm humbled to be the principal to see you off after decades and decades of service to our young people. So first on the list is Mr. Dennis DeSanto. Now we're going to talk about you right here, Dennis. So Mr. DeSanto has been a guidance counselor at Mahopac High School and is known to by Mr. DeSanto to some, but as just simply coach to many, many others. In my 2 years in working with Dennis, I got to witness a great year for him this year, as he and Ron were both commended by New York State for their part in putting together a program of excellence in college programming for Mahopac High School, winning the #1 honor distinction in New York State. Also this year, Dennis is leaving the profession with being the #1 most winningest coach in Section 1 wrestling. Dennis has been working with young people, shaping lives for nearly 39 years. As I come to work every single day, there are a couple things I can count on. One thing for sure I can count on is seeing not a couple, but hordes of wrestlers waiting for Mr. DeSanto to come in. Even if Mr. DeSanto was not coming in, they waited. And we would tell them, Mr. DeSanto's at a conference today, and they'd say, maybe he'll come back this period anyway. And they waited. I have found Dennis to be a very direct and very succinct communicator, something that I appreciate very, very much. And when asked on his thoughts of retiring, Dennis simply said, I leave with mixed emotions. I love my job, and I will definitely miss my wrestlers, but I look forward to pursuing new interests. So Dennis, thank you for your many years of working with our young people. Next to honor is Mr. Ron Polero. It won't be the roasting you got at the high school celebration, that's for sure. Ron has been involved in public education for the past 41 and a half years. 41 and a half years. Not only as a guidance counselor, but as a math teacher. And as a former math teacher, that was something that Ron and I have very much in common, that sequential and logical thought. We made a lot of connections in that way. Ron, along with his colleague Dennis, were the two major contributors to building of the Mahopac High School award-winning college program. On a personal note, Ron, in his leadership position with the MTA, has been a great assistance to me as I learned the culture and the community of Mahopac and Mahopac High School. I really do appreciate the time we spent together, Ron, the advice that you shared with me, your understanding of the history of the high school and the history of this community has been a great assistance to me personally. When asked about Ron's thoughts on retiring, Ron just simply said, this is all very bittersweet. And we very, very much agree. Bittersweet for us too. So Ron, thank you very much for your time and service. Next, I would like to honor Mr. Manny Bocchini. There's a lot to say, Manny. There's a lot to say. So Manny has given 30 years to this profession. And the really intriguing part is that all 30 years has been at Mahopac High School. Manny teaches all levels of art, from studio art in his career all the way up to the AP level. Though Manny will be leaving us, you can return to the high school any day and walk the hallways and look at the many murals painted on our walls, most, if not all, done by the students of Mr. Bocchini. He leaves behind his mark, for sure, literally, on the walls of Mahopac High School. One of the first times I met Manny last year, I was in the back parking lot of Mahopac High School, down in the grassy area. I was told that there was a guy back there dressed up like a soldier from the Civil War days, Revolutionary War days. So I had to go check it out personally. And there's Mr. Bocchini, complete with his tent, his musket, and all the gear necessary for living outdoors. I told him he still can come inside. It's quite all right. He'll stay outside. But from there, Manny would explain to me his amazing passion with Revolutionary War reenactment. You know, my only regret over the last few years is that I didn't get more time to talk to Manny about that passion of his. Manny is definitely a man of many wonders, no doubt about it. And I will say, Manny, watching you work in the cafeteria is wonderful. Not only is he a great art teacher, but I've never seen anybody take on a cafeteria like Mr. Bocchini. Apron and all. Very, very impressive. So when... The apron is 20 years old. The apron is 20 years old. Are you going to leave with anybody? No? No? Okay, you can take it. All right. So when asked Manny's thoughts on retiring, Manny said, I look at this as a new beginning. I've appreciated working with... I look at this as a new beginning. I personally have appreciated working with you, Manny, these past 2 years. I know your colleagues in the community of Mahopac have appreciated your service over the last 30. We wish you many, many years of happiness. Good luck. So now I would like to ask Dr. Kate Sweeney to come as she would like to send off Miss Heidi Wynn.
So welcome, everyone. I would like to recognize Heidi Wynn, who, just as form, is organized and on top of it and efficient and ahead of the game, and here she is right here. Heidi Wynn has been a special education teacher in Mahopac for 38 years. She has worked at Austin Road, our middle school, and now the high school for the last 19 years. She has worked in self-contained classes, integrated co-taught classes, our resource room, and this year she even helped to co-teach in a Spanish class to get our very struggling learners through that credit so they could graduate with their Regents diploma. She has worked with students ranging in age from 9 to 19, always with a smile on her face and a kind word to offer. When Heidi began teaching her career back in 1978 for the staggering salary of around $12,000, this was only 3 years after the landmark Public Law 94-142 was passed, also known as the Education for All Handicapped Children. Heidi was not even tenured when the government finally took a stand and passed a law stating that children with disabilities had a right to be educated. When Heidi began, she did write up what is now known as an IEP, but used the triplicate form and had to press down very hard to make sure it went through all three of those layers, which, as a fun fact, was a nice step up from the stone tablets, which were really hard to get those IEPs carved into. She was delighted when the mimeograph came to the school, so she could make lots of copies onto dittos to pass out to her students. Teachers and families, imagine a world where you had to hand copy a copy of something for each one of your students that you wanted to pass out to them. Now we have copiers that receive files wirelessly, print things at lightning speed, and teachers and students are accessing the Google platforms and sharing things virtually and passing things back and forth without requiring a single piece of paper. The teaching profession has changed tremendously in the past 38 years. That Heidi Wind has graced our district, and we will be sad to see her go. She was a compassionate and respectful person to every student that she met. She was a kind and hardworking colleague with everyone she met, and she never spoke a negative or condescending word in all the time anyone has known her. Now that's a tremendous feat. Our loss is her beloved granddaughter Adelaide's gain, and we wish her the very best in her much-deserved retirement years to come. Congratulations, Heidi. And I'm also to pronounce, we have two teaching assistants who retired. Phyllis Menzinski, come on down, please. Phyllis retired earlier in the fall. However, she was a teaching assistant for Mayapack for over 30 years. The last couple of years, Phyllis blessed our high school and single-handedly turned around our testing center and organized it with the utmost professionalism so our students had a place to go that was a compassionate place, that was a calming place. It was an organized place for teachers to drop off those assessments and for our students to take their assessments with integrity, with calmness, and with consistency. That was all Phyllis. She maintained that center like no one anyone that I've ever seen. So Phyllis was a teaching assistant and my right-hand man for those students for the last 2 years that she was in our high school, and we miss her terribly, but I understand that she's quite busy in her retirement. There is no, oh, aren't you so bored when you're retired? She tells me, haven't been bored a day since I've been retired. So I guess that's all we wish for, right? Is that you don't be bored a day in your life. So thank you so much for all your years' service, Phyllis. We do miss you, but we understand that you have greener pastures to go to, and congratulations so much, and thank you for all your years of service to our students. We have one other teaching assistant, Elizabeth Schaeffler. Is she here tonight? So Liz has been a teaching assistant in Mayapack for quite some time, and has since retired. And I haven't had the chance to formally work with her since I've come on board. I'm fairly new. However, the teachers and the students speak quite highly of Liz's unique ability to connect with even the most challenging and struggling student, which as a teaching assistant is your most challenging job. And so we very much appreciate those teaching assistants who have patience, who have compassion, who have respect, who can work with not only the colleagues, but the teachers to whom they're assigned. So Liz Schaeffler did that with pride and with compassion, and we're very much grateful for the years of service she provided. Thank you so much, Liz. And now I'd like... And now I'd like to ask Harvey Sotland to come up to announce district office retirees.
Good evening. Tonight I have the privilege of honoring Donna Righetti. Okay, Donna couldn't obviously make it tonight, but I just want to mention a couple things. Donna started in 1998. And during those 20 and a half years, she served largely with the business office in the district office. In fact, during those 20 and a half years, she served under 7 business officials and 6 superintendents. So we'd like to thank her for the stability she brought to the district and the business office, and we wish her a happy and healthy retirement. Thank you.
I'm now going to ask Mr. Truce to come up and present our next retiree recognition. Thank you.
Hello. We have a few retirees from transportation tonight. We have one with us, Sandy Burrs. Come on down. Sandy's been with Mahopac Transportation for almost 16 years. She has very good hard work, dedication. It was great working with her. I've been a co-worker of her for 29 years, and the last year I've been her supervisor, and it's been a pleasure working with you. Thank you.
I'm now going to have Ms. Legato, our Assistant Superintendent for Human Resources, come up.
Hi, good evening, everyone. And congratulations to all our retirees. As we know, people retired throughout the school year, and there are several folks that have retired during the school year. They're not able to be with us tonight, but we want to thank them and name them tonight. So they spend a lot of years in our school district with our students, our teachers, and we would be remiss not to talk about them tonight. So to name Deborah Talbot, she's a Spanish teacher at the high school. Two of our auto mechanics, Edward Davey and James Benton. Sheila Diaspera, secretary to the athletic director. Lisa Batista, she was a senior office assistant in the high school. Several school bus drivers, and we know how important our bus drivers are. Susan Arnold, Mary Orlando, and Philip Garzillo. One of our school bus aides, Teresa Dill. Some school monitors, Margaret Favilla, Dorothy Rayamonde, and Lynn DiGioia. And last but certainly not least, Dennis Heel, a custodian. Combined, I'm sure it was decades and decades of service, so we really want to thank them as well, even though they're not with us tonight. So as we congratulate our retirees who are going off into the sunset to Florida and wherever, they're going to have a wonderful future. We're going to talk about some folks that we hope will be with us for a very long time, our tenure candidates. So we'll start that evening with Brian Gilligan, who will talk about Austin Road. Thank you very much.
It's my honor tonight to be able to speak about our two Austin Road staff members who will be tenured. We're going to start with Ginny Jaquith, who's a reading interventionist at Austin Road. She can come up. Jeannie's been a wonderful addition to the Austin Road staff the last 3 years as a reading interventionist in our school. From day one, I could always count as she passed by my office with a big smile to be able to say, "Good morning, Brian," as she walked in. And it happened the first day, it happened 7 days later, and it happened for the first couple months. And I said, wow, she's just loves school, loves to be in our building. And then I got to know Jeannie a little more, and I got to know her family. And I found out she has a beautiful family with 3 boys that are under the age of 6. And I thought to myself, well, coming to work might be actually a little relief from what goes on at home with the very active boys that are just beautiful, and they're here tonight. But on a serious note, she has been an amazing reading interventionist in her time here. She provides an environment in her room where our struggling readers feel safe to be able to take risks and have grown tremendously under her watch. Over the last year, she's undertaken an extensive training in the LLI Reading Intervention Program, where she's really grown in her teaching ability and has really gotten to know her readers, and more importantly, be able to use that data to make some very, very important decisions. Being able to relay that data to teachers and parents to let them know of the progress of their child. Jeannie is someone that always wants to get better at her craft and is always willing to be able to do whatever it takes to do that. It is certainly a pleasure to be able to work with you these last 3 years, and I can't wait as we stand here 25 years from now, and I can be able to do your retirement to join all the wonderful retirees that we've heard today. Congratulations on your tenure. Our next candidate is Dr. Stephanie Greller, our school psychologist. I invite you to come up. To just say Dr. Greller is our school psychologist is selling her short. She provides her students such a safe haven where they can be able to share their innermost feelings or problems and know they'll be supported. When a student is in crisis, Dr. Greller is usually the first one on the scene, providing whatever support is needed for that child. In addition, she goes into classrooms and teaches lessons for our classes on ranging from mindfulness to social emotional awareness. For our teachers, she is an amazing resource. Whether it be before school, during school, or after school, teachers are routinely seen walking into her office. So much so that I think sometimes I look for a number outside her office to see when I can be able to get into the office. But it shows the trust she's developed over the years with our teachers. No matter what the issue, every staff member knows that they can go to Dr. Greller as a sounding board and know she'll be able to be there for advice that's needed. For Mr. Gardner and myself, she is an integral part of our cabinet. We hold weekly meetings to discuss individual students at Austin Road and lean on her expertise to know how to best be able to reach some of our most neediest students. Finally, Dr. Greller has an amazing, amazing work ethic. She's routinely at school until 5 or 6 p.m. to follow up with parent phone calls or to get ready for a CSE meeting the next day. Many times with me having to kick her out of the school so I can go home myself. Dr. Greller, it's been a pleasure these last 3 years to be able to work with you, and we congratulate you on your tenure tonight. At this point, I'd like to be able to invite the principal of Austin Road, Mr. Jim Gardner.
Good evening, everyone. I've been given a little special permission to diverge from our program for just a moment to give out some much-needed thank yous. As many of you know, I've been on extended leave since February for medical reasons. I simply want to take a moment to thank a number of people for their support and understanding during this very challenging time. First of all, Mr. DiCarlo and Ms. Legato, both of whom were completely understanding, regardless of the complexities my absence was going to create in their life. Their support was invaluable. Secondly, I want to thank the entire school board for your support and patience as well. Mr. DiCarlo always made it clear to me that you were behind me 100%. Knowing this eased my anxiety a bit, kind of known for my anxiety, and allowed me to concentrate on getting better. Thank you. And lastly, I want to thank my colleagues at Austin Road and the other elementary administrators. Many of these people were directly impacted by my absence and saw their workload dramatically change as a result of my illness. The kindness and understanding that everyone provided me allowed me to finally get on the road to recovery and now be on the verge of resuming my normal duties. My family and I have appreciated your support more than you will ever know. Thank you. And now the best part of my evening. It gives me great pleasure to recommend Brian Gilligan for tenure in Mahopac School District. Mr. Gilligan is an incredibly dedicated and talented person who gives everything he has to the students and families of our community. The letter that I'm required to fill out for tenure was the longest tenure letter that I have ever written in my career. Although there's much to say, for the sake of time, I will highlight just a few of his many strengths. Mr. Gilligan has a work ethic that is second to none. If he were able to put a cot in his office, I'm sure he would. Luckily, it's too small for that. He has a broad range of experience to draw on and uses this experience to make sound and fair decisions. He's calm under pressure and always thinks about what is best for students first. He's been the primary driving force behind a complete overhaul of our elementary writing curriculum, which will have a positive implication on the district for many years to come. Having worked in all three schools and with all three elementary principals, all of whom have much different styles, he's proven that he's very adaptable. And most importantly, Mr. Gilligan cares about people and works very hard, his absolute best, every single day. I could go on, but I won't. I will end by simply saying that it's an honor and a privilege to work with him, and I will be forever grateful for the outstanding leadership he provided to Austin Road during my absence. At this point, it's my privilege to introduce Ms. Pontillo, the principal of Lakeview.
Thank you, Jim. Good evening, everybody. I was so excited to move to the tenure portion of the night because that's exciting and I wouldn't cry, but Mr. Gardner's speech just made me want to cry, so thanks, Jim. I have the pleasure tonight of honoring actually two of our reading teachers. It must be the night for reading teachers. Jody Foley was actually tenured earlier this year. So when we hire new staff to our buildings, we're always looking to hire people who are going to make us better. We know that we're in a good place, but we're always striving to be better, and so you want to bring people in who are going to lift you up. And Jody has done just that. She is always calm, always, of course, yes, if that's what you need, yes. I always appreciate that because I'm, well, not always so calm. When we hired her, I said, she is just a really good fit for our building. And she has proven that true time and time again. I kind of had to change what I was saying because I don't want to be redundant and talk about LLI and F&P. Our reading teachers, our newest additions to the district, have really helped move that department forward and have helped make our elementary reading intervention program that much stronger for our students. Last year, Elaine Fonseca retired, and she was very instrumental in our school, and Jody volunteered to take over as our instructional support team chair, knowing that those would be really big shoes to fill. I have been extremely impressed with the level of detail that she has put into in IST, her attention to that detail, her follow-through with teachers, and how she just made that transition really seamless. So Jody, we are very fortunate to have you, and congratulations. I look forward to many more years of working together. Next is Jasmine Mayolini. Jasmine, where are you? I know you're here somewhere. So, surprise, Jasmine's a reading teacher. Jasmine came to us from another district in Westchester. We scooped her up as soon as we could. When we talk about people who are going to make us better, you're looking at her right here. Jasmine has a natural ability to be not only a really strong reading teacher, but a leader among her colleagues. She facilitated a book talk this spring that led teachers to wanting more, wanting to know when she was going to do part 2. She has been pushing into our classrooms in kindergarten to get teachers ready for that transition to TC. And she has a very natural way of bringing everybody along without them feeling inferior or that they're not able to do that. So that is kudos to Jasmine, because that is a delicate balance, and she does that very well. We are extremely excited for our TC journey, and both Jody and Jasmine will be instrumental as we're moving forward in supporting our teachers through that journey. But I know the outcome on the other side is extremely positive because we have their leadership assisting us along the way. So Jasmine, congratulations. We love that you're here, and I can't wait for the next 2 documents. And Tiffany Grates, I thought I saw Tiffany come in. Is she here somewhere? Where are you, Tiffany? Oh, there you are. Tiffany is one of our teaching assistants. She always works in our programs that can have, at times, our most challenging students. And Tiffany stays just like this all of the time. She is very calm. She is very patient. She does not get rattled. And she knows how to redirect students in a way that makes them think it was their idea to begin with, which is quite remarkable. So we are super fortunate to have her. She did not start at Lakeview, but we're very fortunate that she landed there with us, and we would be very reluctant to share her with another school in the future. So congratulations, Tiffany, on this accomplishment, and I wish you all the best moving forward. At this time, it's my pleasure to turn it back over to Dr. Lawrence.
Thank you, Ms. Pontillo. So at Mahopac High School, if you walk into the main lobby, you'll see our core values branded right in the main lobby and all throughout our building in the different stairwells. We're given to building the core values in our young people to be compassionate, to be resilient, to be problem solvers, to be risk takers. And it's important that our faculty model these core values as well. And without doubt, 100%, all of the candidates for tenure have these core values, which make them instrumental instructors and models for our young people. So the first on the list of tenure recommendations is Ms. Crystal Halton. I'll be nice. So Ms. Halton is a school social worker at Mahopac High School. She's otherwise known as the Mindful Moment Clinician, a title that is very, very endearing to her. And much like Mr. DeSantos, there are groups of students continually waiting at the door of Ms. Halton for many, many obvious reasons. Ms. Halton is very quick with a smile. She's always ready to laugh. Crystal is a strong advocate for our students. She is very well versed in all aspects of social work, has a strong relationship with outside agencies, manages to leverage those agencies to support our students, to support our families. She works extremely well with our faculty and is instrumental with our administration. And her relationship to our students and families is a benefit to our organization. So Crystal, I want to congratulate you on your recommendation for tenure. Next, I'd like to invite Ms. Davia Bouguet. Ms. Bouguet also is a social worker at Mahopac High School. Ms. Bouguet also is very, very quick with a smile and always ready to laugh, something that we need to do a lot of in our line of work, and we very much appreciate that. Ms. Bouguet also manages to leverage all of her connections with outside communities to benefit our students and families of Mahopac High School. I don't know if any of you among us here have been to our Hidden Mischief Nights, but Ms. Bouguet is very instrumental in bringing that program along with our health department to benefit our students and our families. Ms. Bouguet has a reputation of being a very, very strong student advocate. Ms. Bouguet is an excellent faculty member, one who's ready to assist a teacher, a counselor, an administrator in any way related to her field of expertise to benefit our students and our families. Mahopac High School is lucky to have Ms. Bouguet on our staff, and we know that day in and day out, Davia will do her best to support all students and their families to be successful at Mahopac High School. Congratulations, Davia.
Thank you.
Next, I'd like to invite Ms. Dara Berkowitz. Ms. Berkowitz is the Media Center Specialist at Mahopac High School, a complete outside-the-box thinker, something that I appreciate very, very much. Dara has the ability to bring solutions to almost any situation, especially surrounding technology. Throughout her probationary period at Mahopac High School, Dara has put forth a solid plan to convert Mahopac High School Library to a modern media center. Ms. Berkowitz has redesigned the space within the Media Center to offer comfortable and flexible seating for our students. And most importantly, Ms. Berkowitz has developed systems within the Media Center and an instructional atmosphere that is inviting to our students, giving a sense of welcome all throughout the day. And now, with the support of our community and the passing of our bond, I cannot wait to see what you do with our Media Center. Congratulations, Dara, but well deserved. Next, I'd like to call Mr. Michael Duma. Mr. Duma is a social studies teacher at Mahopac High School, primarily teaching our freshmen. Mr. Duma also is a very involved coach, driver's ed, works with our yearbook. As you can tell, Mr. Duma is very, very involved with the instructional and extracurricular life of Mahopac High School. Mr. Duma has been recognized for his student-centered approach in the classroom. Mr. Duma is dedicated to planning, engaging, and student-centered activities tied to the learning objective for each of his lessons. Mr. Duma's excellent classroom management techniques and uses his outgoing personality to establish a strong rapport with his students. Mike is very well-deserved recommendation for tenure. Congratulations. Next, I'd like to call Ms. Martina Getzai. Ms. Getzai is an English teacher at Mahopac High School. Ms. Getzai has earned a reputation as an instructor who is student-centered with extremely high standards for all. Ms. Getzai continually develops lessons which demand a lofty level of cognitive engagement. And I will say, as I meet with and mentor our new teachers and non-tenured teachers, and we discuss the areas of cognitive engagement, I often suggest to them to go in and sit in on lessons offered by Ms. Getzai. Ms. Getzai obviously cares for our students and enjoys being with them each day. This is evident by her positive demeanor and excellent educational environment she has created in her classroom. Congratulations, Martina. Julie Cummins. So on a side note, I have the pleasure all year long of working directly with the guidance department. We meet every single week to discuss all areas of school counseling. And in those meetings, I've really gotten to know Ron, really gotten to know Dennis, and really gotten to know Julie. And I appreciate that time together. So although Julie is being recommended for tenure tonight, it's interesting to know that Ms. Cummings has been serving the Mahopac High School students as a counselor since 2009. Ms. Cummings has served Mahopac High School in many, many leave replacement positions throughout the years. Ms. Cummings has been complimented on her ability to create a very warm and inviting environment for students. She is quick with a smile and quick with a joke, and her vast knowledge of the educational and support programs offered at Mahopac High School. Ms. Cummings has proved herself to be dedicated and available to the needs of our faculty, our administration, and entire staff. With that, I am very, very happy to recommend Ms. Cummings for tenure. Now I'd like to invite Dr. Kate Sweeney.
So I am honored to stand before you today and recommend our teacher champion, Jackie Lividini, for tenure. Dually certified in English and special education, Lividini embodies what we mean when we say Pac Pride or the Mahopac Way. Since being hired here in Mahopac, she has completed over 612 hours of professional development on her own time to further her craft, including a 2-week educator study tour to Germany and Poland to tour the Holocaust and Human Rights Center. In addition, she has provided over 111 hours of professional development to fellow teachers to share, inspire, and encourage her peers. When she learned the districts was moving to a one-to-one using the Google platform, she became a level 1, then a level 2, and then a certified Google trainer. She has volunteered and served on the site-based committee, the Happy Cabinet, the Literacy Committee, the STEP program, GradPoint, SEPTO, and the Strive Committee. She has been asked to present on topics such as specially designed instruction, student-directed IEPs, and educational technology to engage differently abled learners at BOCES and surrounding districts. She chaperones often and is the first to volunteer when anyone needs a helping hand to design curriculum, differentiate instruction, or figure out SDI for a struggling learner. She has served as freshman class advisor and mock trial advisor for the past 2 years and has been a part of our Breakthrough Classroom cohort. She is the compassionate and fierce teacher you would have wanted as a student and who you'd be grateful to have for your child. I am honored and proud to recommend Jackie Lividini for tenure. I would now like to ask Tom Kazacria, principal of our Mahopac Middle School, to come.
Good evening. Mahopac Middle School has one candidate this year for tenure, and that is Kelly Wright Boyer. And this has been many years coming for Kelly. She started off in the district many years ago and took some time off to raise her family, and then we were fortunate enough to have her come back to Mahopac and continue her career with us. Kelly's an outstanding teacher for all of the students of Mahopac Middle School over the last 4 years. She's a member of the Mahopac community, like I said, and often volunteers her time to support her students for both in-school and out-of-school activities. There's many reasons that she's being awarded tenure tonight, but the first that comes to mind is the relationship she builds with her students. When you walk into her classroom, you can feel the excitement of her students and Kelly's love of teaching. She makes their learning fun, whether it's recreating the Transcontinental Railroad, conductor uniform and all, or working with students in small groups. She always finds a way to bring the best out of her students. She's done an outstanding job of creating a risk-free environment where students are encouraged to collaborate and celebrated for their strengths. Kelly has effectively built supportive relationships with her students and parents and has been a leader in special education. Miss Kelly Wright Boyer has consistently sought out, participated in, and incorporated ways in which to improve her teaching practice. She's a self-reflective and dedicated teacher who seeks out and incorporates feedback. Mahopac Middle School is very lucky to have Kelly Wright Boyer working with us for what we hope are many years to come. Congratulations, Kelly. I'd now like to invite Miss Megan Febby, principal of the Falls Academy, to come up.
It's my honor to speak about Miss Ashley DeSombre. Ashley previously received tenure earlier in the year, but tonight we celebrate her accomplishment. Ms. DeChambre serves as the clinician here at the Mahopac Falls Academy program, a collaborative effort with Putnam Northern Westchester BOCES. She's been with the program since its beginning when we started with only one student, and she's been the driving force for its success. Ashley has more than 10 years experience working in therapeutic programs. She brings a wide array of knowledge, experience, and training in the areas of positive behavioral supports, dialectical behavioral therapy, and cognitive behavioral therapy. Ashley ensures the day-to-day needs of the students, families, staff, and component districts are satisfied. She is the cornerstone of the program. Ashley teaches therapeutic skills in the large group setting, and then she works with students individually to ensure their understanding and correct application. She follows up with parents and collaborates with outside providers. Ashley is also in constant communication with the students' home districts
so they feel confident in sending their students for us to care for them. Ashley is extremely passionate about this program and goes above and beyond every day in the work she does. She always has our students' best interest, and she makes decisions that will truly support their individual growth and development, as evident in the trusting relations she makes with each and every one of them and their families. In large part to her dedication and hard work, the program is positively impacting the lives of our students and is continuing to grow. She stays true to the vision and mission of the program, ensuring we can meet the needs of all of our students enrolled. Ashley is also the mother of 3 beautiful children who are here with us tonight, Quinn, Mackenzie, and Jameson. You guys have an amazing mom. Ashley, congratulations on your accomplishment and your tenure appointment. I would now like to introduce Madam President Leslie Mancuso and Vice President Mr. Mike Mongden.
Thank you. And isn't this a great night? I mean, I told you it'd be a fun night. Let's get a round of applause, everybody. Besides it being a wonderful night, it truly is a bittersweet moment as you recognize Trustee Michael Kazari's last meeting on the school board. He loves this attention, I promise. Look at that face. Zoom in, please. He has been a very instrumental member on the board these past 3 years, as we had the task of choosing a new superintendent and recently passing this bond for this huge, enormous bond that you have trusted us to do the right thing with for the capital projects, to name a few. We will miss his keen acumen on the Finance Committee. Not one penny was not accounted for, thanks to Mike, and his compassion for the students. His commitment to make Mahopac Central School District recognized as one of the best places to live and learn. So, Mike, we will miss you very much, and we wish you all the best. And now I turn the podium back over to our superintendent that we chose. Remember those days, Mike? Mr. DiCarlo.
Thank you. Thank you, Madam President. And now it's with great honor that I call up Kristen McNeil for our Wingman presentation. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Maloney, and I'm one of the co-teachers of the Wingman program at the middle school. We're here to say thank you to our Wingman students who helped make Mahopac Middle School a better place this year, and we want to show you some of the great things that they have done. We started off with a school-wide kickoff assembly with kindness in September. Then with the students' lead, we talked about social media and how we can be kind to each other and support each other as posts are being put out there to be seen. And this had many conversations that the students led. Then the kids decided they wanted to do something kind, and we passed out kisses to everyone before the holiday break. In December, we also participated in the 10 Seconds of Hope Challenge, where we made a video and just showed anyone who was struggling that there is hope and people are there for them. We undertook a huge endeavor counting pennies in our penny war in January, raising money for the Jenna Jack Pack. where we raised 3,382 pennies and dollars and quarters, and we counted them all. We broke a few coin machines in the process. This is the Jack Pack, then this. In January and February, we also participated in the Love Your Mailings Passing Kindness Forward, where we made hats for another person who spreads kindness, working with Love Your Melon, and she was a cancer patient, and the students gave up their lunch times to make these little beanies that we sent in. In February, Valentine's Day is always difficult in the middle school. We put Post-its, believing in yourself and saying kind words for every student in the middle school, and it was great to see them in their binders and all over for the next couple of days. Mix It Up Day, where we encourage students to go out of their comfort zone, be who they truly are, was another great success that our Wingmen students put on and made successful in the middle school. April came along and we had a Dylan's dinner where we raised money for Dylan's Wings of Change, who sponsor the Wingman program, and we participated in the charity game show put on by the Teachers Association. Then we went on a trip to Ben's Bells in Connecticut, where the students learned about kindness. We made kindness coins, and we just had a really good day with each other, learning how we can help others in school and out of school. We started this project back in January, and it took us until May, but we wrote notes as Wingmen to every faculty member, teacher, monitor, aide in the building, and said something positive to them, about them, and just tried putting a smile on their face during Teacher Appreciation Week. Wrong button. And we ended it last week with a kindness breakfast to recognize all of our Wingmen for everything that they have done all throughout the year. My turn? Your turn.
Okay. So we wanted to acknowledge not only the children, because they have been our leaders, they have been our heart, but we need to thank the PTO, who has supported us since day one with financially, but anything we wanted to do, they backed us up. The district has always backed us up. They love the idea that we have these kids that want to be leaders in kindness and empathy, and the parents that are all sitting there. If you didn't give us these beautiful children, we wouldn't have the program we have now. So yes, this is about recognizing them, but if we didn't have the community support, we wouldn't gone as far as we have, and we've just grown every year. So yes, it's for you guys that have been so patiently sitting here, because I know this is killing you to sit this long. You've done well, though. I see you've looked at my little script thing about 45 times as we sat there. But these children are leaders. They're leaders in kindness and empathy and reaching out for others and always just keeping an eye out for their peers. And they will come to us. We think this one's being bullied. We don't like how this person's being treated. Can we try this idea? They all come with different strengths. Some of them are behind the scenes with the ideas, but I don't want to speak. Others have the mouths that want to stand up and yell their opinions. But they're just kids that really just see a world that needs kindness and support, and that's what they do. So that's why we're here tonight. They have the same common goal of just, let's get together and let's just make things different. So what we're going to do, because they already been freaking out, how are we getting called up by name? No, you're not being called up by name. We're going to call you up in groups. We have certificates for you. The district also has certificates for you. We're going to take you out at the end and give you the certificates. There's one other kind of nerdy thing that I came up with that we all agreed on. Yes, I know, you were reading my little thing. Okay, we bought them all seeds. So we have seeds for them. So a metaphor is going to be on your final exam, 7th and 8th graders. What is a metaphor? A direct comparison, okay? You are the seed. So I'm going to read the metaphor that I kind of wrote, okay? So we're going to be giving you guys packs of perennial seeds. Perennials come up every year, and they spread easily. And we want you to plant these seeds in a place where you can watch them grow, because you are the seeds. Every flower is unique, like you guys, and all bring beauty, which help us all smile. Don't make fun of me, okay? As these flowers bloom over time, they spread, and they're going to spread naturally. The kindness you start spreads like the seeds from you, and you are those flowers. And so much beauty wouldn't exist if it wasn't for what you all do and how you reach out to others. I hope you're not really crying, are you? No. Okay, you're laughing at me. All right. When you support your peers in the way that you do, you are spreading kindness and beauty and not even realizing it. And what you've started is going to continue to spread. So plant the seeds, make fun of me, and think of me every year when you see those flowers grow. But plant those seeds and remember it's something that represents what you've done. So we're going to call you guys up in groups of 3. The first group of kids we want to call up are our 8th graders who have done this for 2 years. We don't allow 6th graders to do it yet because we want them to get accustomed to the school. So 7th grade, you apply, and we really don't deny, but they have to fill out an application. So we want to have the kids that have done this for 2 years with us come up here first. We're not going to call you by name. We don't want to embarrass you. So those of you who have done it for 2 years, and just line up. Line up nicely. Our next group we want to call up are our 8th graders who have started for the first year this year, because they pretty much probably knew somebody here. And you guys who are 8th graders who have started for the first year, you come up now. Do we have any 8th graders that are the first years? Yes, we do. What? I didn't, Maloney did. All right, let me see how to do this. And lastly, but of course not least, are our 7th graders who have done it for the first year. So you guys please come up.
Let them go over their ground.
And while you guys are here, I just wanted to kind of give a couple accolades out there in terms of this ginormous group of kids, which is not all of them. Not all of them could be here, but the ones that are here. Our 8th graders especially, as you leave us, I want to point out a few things. First of all, some of you were voted for the Jenna Jackpack Award. You don't know who you are yet, but I want to point that out because you are the definition of character. We also have 4 students in this group who were nominated for an MTA Character Award based on who they were. We have 2 people, AJ, raise your hand, wave. Alexis, wave your hand, wave. And the MTA also gives out, basically they cover the Washington trip for 2 students out of the entire 8th grade class. Those 2 kids are up here right now. Jack McGuire, raise your hand. Annie Caraher, raise your hand. In addition to that, Mahopac Middle School held their first Friendly Feud this year, and Friendly Feud was basically, it is kids working with teachers to do like a family feud, and the money they raise goes to charity. So the kids basically had to decide, do I want to be part of this charity event or not? If you were on a Friendly Feud team, please raise your hands. Raise it high, okay? These kids volunteer. They are there. They just knew it was going to be something for charity. They picked their charity. Out of those kids, we had actually 3 teams that I have to kind of brag about that were trying to raise money for Dylan's Wings of Change, which was brought by the Wingman program. Ian Hockley, who started the Wingman program, was supposed to be here tonight, but he couldn't make it, which I'm very sad about. I know I'm getting a death look from Maddie right here. But I do want to point out, there was this Friendly Feud at Mahopac Middle School, and there was like 12 plus teams that competed. Dylan's Wings of Change, one of the teams won. And I'd like to point out the winning team who won $600 for Dylan's Wings of Change. So please, Maddie, raise your hand. Paige, raise your hand. Jamie, raise your hand. Alex, raise your hand. Yes. And And Mrs. McCabe, who was the teacher on the team. You want to give your kudos over there? There she is. So I mean, I know you guys have been for a long time. You're ready to go. My 8th graders, I just want to say I absolutely adore you. We absolutely adore you. You have been leaders since day one. You will continue to be leaders. Go to that high school, do what you do, be who you are. We're always here. Okay, you come back to us and we'll support you in anything. I know that you're going to go on and do amazing, awesome things. And my 7th graders, I know we're really sad that we're going to lose wingmen this year. However, you know Positive Action Club will continue. We are going to be better and bigger than we ever were. You guys are all staring at me. You're going to make me cry. So, no, don't hug me. I don't like to be touched. You know that. So, keep doing what you're doing. I couldn't be more proud. We're going to let you and your parents get out of here. We're going to take you guys outside and give you certificates, and we just couldn't be more proud of all of you. So thank you. You guys can start, take your stuff and start. I didn't cry.
Miss McNeil, I would just like to say, Miss McNeil, it's teachers like you that really make a difference. And thank you for all you do with this program. And we have wonderful students, but it takes a wonderful teacher as well to make it work. Thank you.
Just give me 2 seconds. I'm trying to move this along. Is Miss Stevenson also here? Okay, if you don't mind, we're going to continue with our meeting because we want to do our reception really quickly for our honorees tonight, so just bear with us for like 5-10 minutes. Again, as you're walking out, thank you very much. At this time, I'm going to have Mr. Ben DeLillo please come up for a SEPTA recognition. Wait 1 second, Ben. Wait 1 second.
Crowd's gone. Sorry.
Just. Okay, Ben, you're on.
Okay, we're gonna make it fast.
Thank you.
Oh, sorry.
Okay, Mr. DeLillo, sorry.
All right, here we go. My name is Ben DeLillo. I am president of the Mahopac SEPTO. That's a special ed PTO. SEPTO's mission is to support and create a sense of community for all families of children with disabilities. We sponsor speakers and educational programs to promote a greater awareness of special education in our district and community. SEPTO does not do this work by itself. We have a great partner and leader who collaborates with SEPTO, and we are honoring him tonight. So he's hiding in the corner over there. Dr. Greg Stoll, maybe he has met Dr. Stoll has many great achievements in his career in Mahopac. I have picked 2. These are my choices, so if there's debates, it's my fault. 2 major projects are the establishment of the Falls Academy, which is in this building, which provides an alternative middle school with a small student-to-teacher ratio and innovative curriculum with experiential learning options. And the One Student, One Chromebook program, which brings learning technology directly into our children's hands. He is constantly looking for new ways to pave the Mahopac way for the special ed population. You like that?
Yes.
Good, right? Dr. Stoll helped Mahopac SEPTA reemerge from the ashes. In 2015, Dr. Stoll wrote the SEPTA bylaws, and it is very readable. I commend him on that, and has provided steadfast leadership and guidance to ensure that the special ed community's thoughts and opinions are heard by the administration. Dr. Stoll attends every SEPTA meeting and stays and listens to every parent's feedback and input. And when he doesn't get enough of that, he wants to relax, he goes into the classrooms and listens to the students. And I'm sure they give him very direct feedback. And if he's in my kid's classroom, Danny will definitely give him some feedback, may not be related to the topic. So with that, SEPTO proudly presents Assistant Superintendent for Pupil Personnel and Educational Services, Dr. Greg Stoll, with the 2018-2019 Leadership Award in Special Education for outstanding leadership in support of our special ed community. Congratulations and well deserved.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Mr. DeLillo, and congratulations, Dr. Stowell. Next, I have up our National Honor Society, our advisor, Ms. Stevens, incoming co-president Sofia Filipova, incoming co-president Nina Platerati, incoming secretary Vincent Vitanza, and current president Catherine Alexa Kennedy. Welcome.
Hello, my name is Catherine Alexa Kennedy, and I'm the current president and one of the founders of the Science National Honor Society. And on behalf of Ms. Stevens, our teacher advisor, and my current officers, I would like to thank you for giving us this opportunity to present before you. We'd like to talk to you a little bit tonight about the Science National Honor Society, and I'd like to begin a little bit about how we got started. I'm a part of a small group of science research students in the high school that all found our passion for science on our own. We didn't have a lot of resources in middle school, and we really wanted to give back to the community and show younger students an easy way to increase their passion for science. So we started the Science National Honor Society with the goals to encourage and recognize scientific and intellectual thought, to advance students' knowledge of classical and modern science, and to encourage students to participate in community service. We started off with our current officers, mainly of just the students that were in science research, but it quickly grew. Science National Honor Society is open to students who have maintained an overall average of 85 or above in all of their science classes taken throughout high school. We expanded it this year to be open to current sophomores and juniors who are enrolled for their next year, junior and senior year, for AP College and Science level courses, and current freshmen that will be enrolled in science research in addition to an AP College or honors level science class. We inducted 53 seniors into our class of 2019 and 78 juniors and some select sophomores who had met special criteria. And we just opening with approximately 40 probationary members for next year. So our club is quickly growing. Our main project was the Mahopac Middle School STEAM Fair, which took place on February 9th. And we wanted to really encourage students to be able to participate in that, which had over 140 middle school projects. During November of the previous year, 30 Science National Honor Society students visited the middle school to talk to the students about the STEAM Fair and really just get them excited to show their passion for science. We instituted a mentoring program where every Thursday, approximately 6 to 10 high school students would visit the middle school to one-on-one mentor middle school students through their STEAM Fair project, which then they would then present at the STEAM Fair. As I said, we had over 140 middle school students and 150 high school students who participated in either setting up or running the STEAM Fair and cleaning it up, amassing over 550 community service hours just in this one sole project. There were different ways that the kids can contribute, and this is one of the requirements to be part of the club. They could create a STEAM Fair station, which were essentially creative interactive stations for younger students to kind of just spark their interest in anything from the science of making slime to making your own ice cream and designing binary bracelets. We also worked on the publicity aspect of it because we really wanted to show the community what Mahopac District had to offer and moving forward with STEAM projects. And some students were put in charge of contacting local newspapers and really getting the word out to the community. As I said, we had the mentoring program where students had access to high school assistants throughout the year to work on their projects. And there were over 500 hours alone, in addition to those 550 hours in organization of over 100 students just really maintaining all aspects of it, including the miscellaneous activities, things you just don't really consider but really spark kids' interests. We in addition had guest lecturers, so people who had made it successful in the science community in aspects that you might not really think of, came to speak to our members at how they were really successful in science. We had a professor of statistics from Columbia University who was an absolute adult. I loved him. We had a veterinarian come, and she just really kind of showed students a fun way that she gets to live her life pursuing her passion for science. And in addition, as I said, I'm part of science research, so one of the requirements for the class is that we participate in regional science fairs, and Science National Honor Society students came to listen to our presentations, which was really helpful. In regards to financial matters, we also purchased graduation cords for students to wear at graduation, and we held a bake sale. Moving forward for next year, we have big plans, which our new officers are prepared to tell you about, and I am so proud to be able to hand off this club to them because I really feel that they're going to be able to just make it so much better. So I'd like to introduce our co-presidents, Sofia Filipova and Nina Platerati, and our secretary, Vincent Vitanza.
Thank you, Kat. I'd like to introduce myself one more time. I'm Sofia Filipova, the elected co-president. As Kat mentioned, we admitted recently just under 40 probationary members, and these students have already shown great responsibility and great passion for science. Ms. Stevens and I talked, and we both agreed that their application was impeccable. They were beautiful. They were handed in folders. Everything was color coded. Some people had table of contents, which was great. So these kids are really passionate. We really, really value that. So.
Hi guys, I'm Vincent Vitanza. I'm the secretary coming in for next year, and the project I'm going to be talking to you guys about is the Kinder Uni project. This is a program that works to incorporate science and the German language. It's an online program that Germany kind of developed to get people interested in the sciences, and it combines the German language with science through a bunch of online courses that we're going to be using at the middle school. There's going to be a number of weekly sessions where SNHS people are going to be teaching the material to the students, and it's going to be headed up by me, and the German part is going to be headed up by the vice president of the German club. And we're encouraging students that are enrolled in the German program to help kind of combine these two worlds for all the middle school students, because there's a number of students who aren't going to get to take German as a class in middle school. So we're kind of offering this as like another after school option for them to incorporate the German piece with like a science piece. So maybe like when they get to the high school, they can do things such as the Science National Honor Society.
Hi, I'm Nina Platerati. I'm also co-president. So another yearly project that we're going to be working on next year that will be more spring-oriented is Girls Who Code. So Girls Who Code is a program designed to introduce young girls to coding, and which Honor Society members will then mentor these young participants. So the program it's organized in such a fashion where the mentors do not necessarily have to know how to program, so they sort of learn alongside their mentees. So we're very, very excited to introduce that to young people in Mayapack and get them passionate about something that is certainly important for the future. So currently, we are getting ready for next year already. So we're preparing for the STEAM Fair, and this includes forming preparation committees. So these are various groups that will be working on various different topics to make sure that the science fair is ready to go on February 9th. We're also selecting and organizing our new yearly projects, which are Girls Who Code and Kinder Uni. And we're reaching out to guest lecturers because one of the requirements to become inducted into the Science National Honor Society is to attend one guest lecture. So we're trying to reach out and find people who would be interested in speaking to us. And of course, we're keeping all inducted and probationary members in the loop of what we're planning, what's going to be happening next year. And we utilize Google Classroom as well as Remind, which is like a group messaging app, to keep everyone sort of connected and communication flowing.
So as Nina mentioned, the STEAM Fair for 2020 is set for February 8th, and the members are already working diligently to make this a successful event. The probationary member induction is set for spring of 2020, when the probationary members, if they meet all the admission requirements, will be inducted into the Science National Honor Society. Also, on Wednesday of next week, we will graduate over 70 seniors that are part of the SNHS, and they will all wear SNHS cords, which we are very proud of. Also, we are very happy to welcome the new generation of young scientists at MHS as the 8th graders enter the high school. So, on behalf of everyone, I would like to thank the board for allowing us to be a probationary club, and we will continue to work diligently in coalition with the students and the board to become an active club. And we'd also like to thank the outgoing officers for their dedication, hard work, and most importantly, their guidance, because this is not an easy task to do, but they have done it with grace, and it's been running smoothly, so thank you.
I just would like to take one moment to really thank Ms. Stevens. This club, and I mean this from the bottom of my heart, would not have happened without her. I've gotten the opportunity to grow very close with her this year because not only she's my science research teacher, but I consider her my friend. And I've just never met someone who's so determined to get something off the ground and forward thinking and just genuinely cares about making kids' lives better. So thank you, Ms. Stevens.
Thank you all very much. Great presentation. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Ms. Stevens, thank you for all you do. Very, very much appreciated. Madam President, back to you.
Thank you. At this time, we will have a motion to accept the monthly warrants.
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Comments on any agenda items at this moment? No comments? Okay. Motion to accept, oh, we do have a comment. It better be nice, because this is a nice evening. We're all happy, happy, joy, joy, Tom.
June's the only time anyone wants to see me. Trust me, I know. I know it, all right? That's okay. First, I just want to start. It's tremendous to see Jim Gardner tonight, knowing what he's going through. For those that don't know, Jim and I, when I started here at Mahopac, Jim and I were on a team together, and he is probably single-handedly the reason I'm still employed in Mahopac, so you can blame him. I just want to let you know. All right. Secondly, I want to congratulate Mr. Gazzari. Obviously, early parole, so congratulations. Thanks for getting out. But thank you for the years of service and for all of the dedication to this community and the children of this community. We know that that is not easy work, so thank you very much. Real quick, just on the wingman presentation before I talk about tenure and retirees. I just want to let everyone know, my son went through the wingman program. He's in 9th grade. It is the single most influential thing he did in the middle school. That's how amazing that program is. And I do have the check. We raised over $600 for Dylan's Wings of Change in a single evening playing basically Friendly Feud, which was a whole bunch of students and teachers coming together to have fun and playing Family Feud. So kudos to Mrs. McNeil, Mrs. Palomino, and Miss Maloney, and all of those kids. You saw what great kids they are. As far as our retirees and newly tenured teachers, first I want to thank Mr. DiCarlo and the entire board for a night like this. It is truly amazing. It is a fantastic night to see what I call the circle of life in the profession of education. And there is no greater example of that circle of life than me, actually, because I was taught by two of the retirees this year, okay? I call them living saints, all right? Manny Bocini and Deb Talbot are living saints because they had to deal with me. And then I actually coached one of our tenure candidates, and one of our tenure candidates has now actually taught my own children. So it is truly the circle of life in the education world. But congratulations to those that are just starting their career in here in Mahopac. I think you heard what everyone said. It is a fantastic group of people. We are truly excited to have them working here in Mahopac Central School District, and as a community member, knowing that my children will be in their classes, I know they are going to be great for our kids. And then to our retirees, thank you for those years of service. It is truly amazing to put that many years into this community, and so they deserve everything on the way out and a long retirement. Thank you very much. Everyone have a great night. And real quick, if you're an MTA retiree or newly tenured teacher, don't forget to pick up your party favors from Adam Dusenberry and I back there, all right? These crystals are nice, but we have the good stuff.
Thank you. Motion to approve the acceptance of Treasurer's report for April?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. Approval of the minutes for the regular meeting, public hearing minutes of May 7, 2019?
So moved.
Second? All in favor? Aye. Thank you. Approval of the minutes for the work session of May 20th, 2019?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to approve regular meeting minutes on May 22nd, 2019?
So moved.
Second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. And at this time, I hand over the microphone to our superintendent for the superintendent's report.
I will be very, very quick. Just congratulating all this week's National Junior Honor Society inductees at the middle school, Scholars Night at the middle school, last night's senior awards, just an incredible amount of dedication academically, socially, and emotionally, so congratulations to all the recipients. And just a quick reminder, next week we have our moving up ceremony on Monday, and then our high school graduation on Wednesday. Parents, please understand, we are going to try our best to make sure it is done outside, especially the high school graduation, so please be patient. It's scheduled for Wednesday. If for some reason we don't have the window Wednesday, we'll make it Thursday, and if we don't have the window Thursday, we'll make it Friday. So I'm going to try my hardest to make sure we get it outside. I just need your patience to understand that, because you know and I know, and I'm looking at faces in the audience, we don't want to have to do it outside. And if need be, because we know the kind of weather we have to go into the following week, we will, but I will update you, just like I do with snow events, I'll update you with graduation events. So, Madam President, thank you.
That was the shortest report ever.
We need to go celebrate. Everybody's been patient.
People here. I'm like,
I know,
oh my
but
gosh,
they
we
want
gotta
to
get you out.
celebrate.
Thank you. You make us feel good. Okay.
That's it.
Next, we have our Board of Education committee reports. I think we have athletics.
We just, real quick.
Okay.
And thank you. Brief, on May 29th, the athletic committee met. Superintendent of Schools Anthony DiCarlo, committee chairman Mark O'Connor, school board vice president Mike Mongan, and our athletics attorney Pam Bass. We had a lengthy legal discussion on the advanced placement process for our athletes. We've looked at several area school district policies that will be passed along to our school board policy committee for review. We also reviewed the framework of the new and improved Mahopac Coaches Handbook. Lots of exciting stuff at a very exciting time for all of us here in Mahopac. So that's our report.
Thank you. The Board of Education met on, yesterday was Wednesday, the 12th?
Yes.
Boy, it's Special Education, a Board of Ed subcommittee meeting. A couple of highlights from that meeting were, for the first time, all district reevaluations were completed by May, so thank you to our wonderful staff. And the Falls Academy received statewide attention from assistant superintendents across the state. The topic was trauma-informed leadership, model programs, and they highlighted the work done in the Falls Academy, so we're really proud of that, so terrific. And so we talked about housekeeping and how was our year-end review, and then looking forward, just some plans that we have for our students But one of the things that stood out was we are in the process of hiring a special education teacher, and over 200 applicants applied. So that's so encouraging to know that we have a wonderful district, it's vibrant, and that it's a true testament to all the hard work and the road we're taking to get the best and keep the best. And all of you today that got tenure, you're really in a super class of your own. So thank you and be proud. And those of you that are leaving, you have big shoes we have to fill, but congratulations. So thank you for that. And I think that is really the end of the committee reports, and now we come to the consent agenda. Any items for removal? Discussion? No. Motion to approve the consent agenda?
So moved.
Second? All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Right before we wrap up, it's resident comments. Do we have any resident comments for this evening? No? Okay. Well, then at that, I would like to thank everyone for coming. Congratulations again to everyone. And I ask for a motion to close. Second? All in favor?
Aye.
And if there's any desserts left, we'll be lucky, and fruit. So thank you for coming, and congratulations again.